I'm now very excited to be in the hallowed dressing room of the wonderful, amazing Mr. Gary Numan. How you doing?
I'm doing really well, thank you.
Yeah, great.
Not sure about hallowed though.
Huh?
Not sure about hallowed.
Well, you've got the nicest sofa out of all the dressing rooms. You've got the best chairs. So there you go. Don't know if that was on your rider. Comfy little leather sofa.
No, oh God, no, nothing like that. No.
Start with what I was just talking to you about off camera. Is that your new song is absolutely incredible, and I enjoyed your last album, but this feels like not a different. It just seems like such a hard kind of bass line to it, and just really incredible. It feels like so futuristic and amazing. I just wondered, is that the direction that you're going to take your next album, or is it a standalone track, or what's going on?
No, it's pretty much. It's a good example of what the album's like.
Great.
It's a little bit more up-tempo than some of the others. It's not a fast song, the single, the Ruin song, but it's very indicative of the sort of thing. I worked a lot. I wanted all the choruses to be, everything to be as anthemic as possible. Mm-hmm. You know, these huge, massive choruses, thinking very much about live, actually, and how it would sound live. They don't all have that sort of big groove thing going on that the singles got, but they've all got elements of that.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the single was probably, it's a good choice, and I think it was a good window into what the rest of the album is.
Of course. Well, if it is, then I'm really excited to hear that. And have you played that at any of the festivals you've been doing so far?
No, we've only done. We did 3 shows before we got here.
Yeah.
The last 3 days. Really just to try out the new stuff and see what it was like, and let some people get a feel for it and what's going on. But really just selfishly, I wanted to try different new songs each night and gauge reaction, so that when I come back in the end of September and do the proper tour to promote the album, because it'll be out in September, middle of, I'd be a little bit wiser as to what songs to put in from the album. So it was really just a little litmus test, really.
I just feel like at a festival especially, that's going to go off today in a big way.
Yeah.
And that's not even the kind of language that I normally like to use. I'm not like a urban kind of go off kind of guy, but I couldn't think of a better way to describe it than it's just going to go crazy, I reckon.
Well, it might. I don't know. Nobody will know the stuff. There's 2 or 3 old songs that we do. We're doing 11 songs. 3 of them are old songs from back in the day. That most of the people that are here weren't even born when they come out. So you don't even know if they're going to know them. So my sort of feelings about festivals are, if you're going to do songs, if people don't know your stuff, you might as well do the stuff that you're most happy with, which usually tends to be the stuff you're doing now. So that's what I'm doing. 2 or 3 of the really old stuff, because there is a chance that people will remember Cars and things like that.
Well, obviously they will, but
Well, maybe, but maybe not. I mean, that would come out in 1979. Do you know what I mean? There's probably not many people here that were born then, so they might do from a TV commercial or something, but they might not.
Well, it was on somewhere last night in one of the bars, and
was it?
People were right into it.
Maybe
so
maybe.
I
hope so. But the main thrust of it is to play the newer stuff, and because that's where I am at the moment. That's the album that's coming out. That's musically where I am, and creatively where I am. And I do not like living on past glories.
And you can totally tell that, like, you're always like pushing the edge of it, and like it's a real credit to you that you've got your sound, but you're always like making it sound different, but you still know it's one of your records. Do you know what I mean?
I think the voice is sort of quite recognisable. Which is a double-edged sword, really, because it's not a particularly good one, but it has a sound. So as soon as you can do what you like with the music, I think, and as soon as I start singing, then it would sound like me. Which isn't necessarily a good thing, but it does give you a sound. And a lot of people search their entire careers to find a sound that's theirs, an identity that's theirs. So I'm not grumbling. I just wish I had a better voice. That's all.
Do you feel like and I don't want to make it sound old, but like legacy-wise, do you feel like sometimes you don't necessarily get the respect that I would say you deserve, in terms of, like, you see people like recently, David Bowie's last couple of records, and Paul Weller being like quite good at changing up their sound and pushing the boundaries, and I feel like you do exactly the same, and you don't get quite as much credit for that.
I don't know, actually. I was thinking that I do pretty well in terms of credit. I've got an Ivan Novello Award in May for innovation in songwriting. I got one last year from Q, I think, for again innovation or influence, I think it was. Most of the, Grace Jones tonight done a cover version of one of my songs.
Did she?
Yeah, it is. There's a massive amount of people who do covers of my stuff or sample my stuff, and say loads of really, really cool things. So I felt for a long time that I get a generous amount of credit for what I've done, but I'm not. It's not as if I'm out there looking at every interview and sort of seeing if anyone mentions my name, because I don't really care too much about that side of it. But I do read things, and I have no grumbles at all. Again, I've got no issues with that at all. I think I get even the program here, talks about being the godfather of this, that, and the other, and influence, and that's lovely. But that's not normal. That's sort of pretty much written whatever I do and wherever I go. So I'm totally comfortable with the recognition, as it were.
Long may it continue. Like, I'm a real big fan. I'm really excited to see you today. And one thing, if there's a sudden downturn, I've got a second line of work for you if you're interested in this.
Really?
Right?
Yeah.
Come up with a brainchild, and it's I've had to write it down because I won't remember. Basically, if you fancy ever going into sort of like doing weddings, a super group with you, Gary Oldman, one of the borrowers, and Duncan from Blue. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. How do you feel about that?
Oh yeah.
We'll do that.
Oh, it's a brilliant idea.
There we go.
Yeah. That's why you're where you are.
Yeah, exactly why I'm only where I am. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much, and enjoy your show.
Thank you.
Cheers, man.
Enjoy.